The NFL Draft happens every April. It consists of 7 rounds, with every team getting a pick in each of those 7 rounds. Unless, of course, you're the 1999 Saints, who traded away every pick they had except their first rounder to move up in the draft and take Ricky Williams. They also gave up a first and third the next year. I'm sure we could all name a host of stars who were taken in the first round, and of course we can name some sleepers who were taken late, but I wanted to solve a bigger puzzle with this video. If we took the best players drafted in each round and constructed teams, would the round 1 team be the best and the round 7 team be the worst? What about everybody in between? Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me, and truth be told, this was one of the most fun videos I've made to date. It was a blast going through all the draft logs, picking players, and compiling these teams. So let's not waste any more time. Let's look at the rules. In this video, the rules are simple. Each team must have a quarterback, a running back, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end. The players have to be drafted in their respective round, and they have to be on a current NFL roster. Now, before we go any further, I want to play a little game. Hop down there in the comments and predict which round do you think will have the best team and which round do you think will have the worst team. And while you're down there, hit subscribe, baby. You can also like the video. I'm not going to stop you. All right, let's check out these teams. We will start with the worst team. Worst team is actually round 6, quarterbacked by Gardner Minshew, who will be throwing the ball to Donovan Peoples-Jones and Braxton Berrios. The running back is Khalil Herbert, and the tight end is Ko Keft. I'm pretty confident that no one is going to argue with me that that is in fact the worst team, and we can start by looking at that tight end, Ko Keft. Has anyone ever heard of him? Our other option was this guy, and I'm not going to say his name on the internet. And if the tight end wasn't bad enough, all Gardner Minshew has is Donovan Peoples-Jones and Braxton Berrios. I'm serious, of current active players, these were the best 2 wide receivers taken in round 6. The only bright spot on this team may be Khalil Herbert, and I guess I'll give some credit to Gardner Minshew, but this team is horrible. I'd give this team an overall rating of 65. Moving on to the 6th best team, it is round 7. We have at quarterback Brock Purdy, throwing to Ronnie Bell and Juwan Jennings. At running back, we have Isaiah Pacheco, and at tight end, we have Jeff Swaim. I do think this round 7 team is better than that round 6 team. It definitely has a lot more youth. Brock Purdy has proved he can do his job, and I thought it was funny that the 2 receivers that he would be throwing to on this fake round 7 team are actually his teammates in Ronnie Bell and Juwan Jennings. So I don't know what that says about the 49ers. They must love round 7. Obviously, we all know Isaiah Pacheco, and to say he came out of the 7th round is pretty impressive. Jeff Swaim has been in the league for quite some time. I don't think he's really jumping off the page of any statistics. I'd give this team an overall rating of 72. The 5th best team is actually round 3. Quarterback Russell Wilson, wide receivers Cooper Kupp and Chris Godwin, running back Alvin Kamara, and tight end Mark Andrews. Now look, guys, I know what you're thinking. That's a solid group of players. Yeah, sure, but let's be honest. How many games are they all going to play together? Cooper Kupp, Chris Godwin, Mark Andrews are notorious for being injured, at least as of late. And Alvin Kamara, I'm not sure what happened. I kind of forget, but I know he missed some games at the beginning of the year. And if injuries didn't scare you enough, this team could not win a game at night. It would be past all their bedtimes. This is a team of grandpas, old men. A 27-year-old, 2 28-year-olds, a 30-year-old, and a 35-year-old running the helm. The talent's there, and maybe 5 years ago this would be a great team, but not right now. But I still give this team an overall 80. The 4th best team is round 4. Quarterback Dak Prescott throwing to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Gabe Davis, running back Tony Pollard, and tight end Dalton Schultz. Now what's funny to me about this team is probably what's funny to you. 3 Cowboys players, or at least 3 at one time Cowboys players and teammates. So I think we bumped them up in the rankings due to their team chemistry, much like we saw in round 7. Dak, Pollard, and Schultz all had success in the same offense, and I think adding in St. Brown and Gabe Davis would not hurt them. I think it's at least somewhat similar to CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup, although I do think Amon-Ra St. Brown and Gabe Davis would be a step up. This would be a solid team. I gave it an overall 82. The 3rd best team would be round 5, believe it or not. Quarterback Sam Howell, wide receiver Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs, running back Kyren Williams, and tight end George Kittle. Now, this is where you can argue with me. I get it. I went round and round with myself. Is that round 14 with Dak Prescott better than this team? I'm not sure, and I just don't think it is. I think this team has the leg up in the wide receiver position. Tyreek Hill is quite possibly the most dynamic, we can say, wide receiver in the league, if not the best. I hate using that word best, but Tyreek Hill certainly puts offenses in positions to do things that no other player in the league can do. You obviously know how good Stephon Diggs can be. Kyron Williams has really showed his worth this year for the Rams. George Kittle's been a top 5 tight end for as long as I can remember. And I think if you surround Sam Howell, a young guy with all this talent, he can really show what he's made of. Again, I'm willing to admit I'm wrong about this team, but I think it's sneaky good. And for that reason, I gave it an overall 84. The second best team is round 1, quarterback Josh Allen, wide receivers Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, running back Christian McCaffrey, and tight end TJ Hawkinson. Look, guys, I get it. You didn't think I was going to make a video and put the round 1 team as the best team, did you? What is the fun in that? Yes, this team is probably the best team, okay? There, I said it. Especially the wide receiver position. Are you kidding me? I was forced to choose Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase so you guys didn't tear me apart. I wanted to put DeAndre Hopkins in. I wanted to put CeeDee Lamb in. And if those two weren't good enough, we still had Amari Cooper, Jalen Waddle, and Devonta Smith. This team had a ton of options, as you would expect in round 1, but this was the team that I chose, and I think it is hard to argue with that team. Even though everybody's going to be in here saying, Patrick Mahomes is better than Joshua Allen, then you make a YouTube video. I can't lie, this is a fantastic team, and I gave it an overall 97. And now for your best team, it is round 2. Quarterback Jalen Hurts, wide receiver A.J. Brown and Devontae Adams, running back Derrick Henry, and tight end Sam Laporta. See, not too bad. This round 2 team is pretty solid, and I get not everybody's going to love this team, but I think Jalen Hurts would have tremendous chemistry with A.J. Brown, and of course he would play well with Devontae Adams. And can you imagine lining up for a tush-push with Derrick Henry and Sam Laporta behind you? All this round 2 team would have to do is run the tush-push every play. A.J. Brown, Derrick Henry, and Sam Laporta pushing Jalen Hurts could get you 3 yards. Every time. 4 downs, 12 yards, as long as there's no flags thrown, they're moving the field. And if DK Metcalf could catch, he would have made this team. And that would have been a massive team. And the longer I sit here and talk about this, the more I think that round 1 team was probably better. If you didn't comment your predictions before, at least drop a comment and tell me what player shocked you. I know it's hard to remember all these guys, but finding out that Tyreek Hill went in the 5th round still blows my mind. And then you follow that up with Stephon Diggs and George Kittle. I don't know what to say. Thank you guys for coming by, and if you do like the content, subscribe. Helps me grow my channel. I'm going to make more and more videos, so if you want to turn off that bell, guys, it doesn't offend me. Turn off that bell, but still hit subscribe. We can both be happy. We'll see you next time.